the gymnastic ring row. So this is arguably my favourite horizontal pulling exercise. There's a couple others which are the bent over barbell row or the Australian pull-up or the inverted row, but this one I believe just is a level above it for a number of reasons. So number one, here we have the ability for you to have elevated feet. Now when your feet are elevated, it does make the exercise a little bit harder. So now, because you're in a decline position, the distance from your chest and the rings is much further away, and it's also eliminating the assistance of your feet. So again, it's just making it more difficult and allows you to develop a longer range of motion with the gymnastic rings. Number two here is the supination and the pronation of the gymnastic rings. So you'll notice when you're in a horizontal, say, barbell row or maybe an inverted row, you can't switch the grip while you're doing it, and you're limited with the amount of contractions that you can do. But when you use the gymnastic rings row, as you'll see here, is we're able to supinate into a neutral grip, which allows us to contract quite a bit more with our shoulder blades and reap more of this stimulus and apply this stress to the muscles that we're trying to do. So we're getting more out of the exercise as opposed to being limited with our wrist orientation with the exercise that we've chose. And moving on to number three, which I think just accommodates a lot of people, not only myself, but the gymnastic rings allow you to step off or move back closer to vertical, which allows you to make the exercise easier. So the closer you become to vertical, the easier it becomes. When we're in a decline position here, we're further away from the rings, where our back and our legs are off the ground, so it's all on our back. But when we step off and come to our legs, it becomes easier. So when we finish, say we need 10 reps and we've got to 7, we can step off and finish it. And then we can step back again and finish more, and it becomes easier and easier as we fatigue. So no matter your ability or strength, you can still milk more reps by lowering it. It's almost like supersetting it, and you're able to get more repetitions the more you fatigue, so it's more out of your muscles, which is good if that's a particular area of training that you're trying to get more out of. And last but not least, we just have the Australian row. So as you can see here, it's hard for me to get a really long range of motion, as well as with my legs. It's hard to not press with my legs so much, so I tend to cheat a little bit by sort of pushing my hips up and just trying to maintain just pulling with my back. So there's a couple reasons why I really love the gymnastic rings, and hopefully if you haven't done these before, you add them in, give them a go, and let me know what you think in the comments. Cheers.